It's a hot topic when it comes to the workplace, remote jobs that bring the office into the home. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. In 2020, the concept surged due to lockdown orders during the COVID-19 pandemic, and more than 5 years later, the opportunities still exist. ZipRecruiter's 2024 employer survey revealed about 22% of companies are actively recruiting remote workers.
It's been especially true in the tech sector, with employers citing access to a wider talent pool when there are no geographic boundaries. But it's not just companies looking for remote workers. Now, communities are too.
Reporter Heather Graff explains how cities across the U.S. are trying to attract new residents who are fully employed but can live anywhere. The competition getting fierce and the cash incentives getting bigger.
The pulse of a city.
It's an area that you can't find anywhere else.
Is perhaps best explained from the perspective of a longtime local.
You getting too wet today?
Someone like Gino Gatris in Cumberland, Maryland.
Oh, that's yummy all day.
Whose family got their first taste of this community when they opened a hot dog shop here more than 100 years ago.
Thanks, babe. We've seen it all. Since 1918, we've seen everything. But that's our famous sauce right there.
Gino knows most of his customers by name.
Hey, Blake.
He also knows pretty much everything about this city.
The reason I love it is because of the people, the weather, the activities. Nice.
Nestled among the Appalachian Mountains, about 130 miles outside Washington, D.C., Cumberland was once a busy manufacturing hub.
We're booming.
Gino's anecdotes bringing to life these old black and white photos inside the Allegheny Museum just a few blocks away. The images and displays document the city's industrial heyday and then its downfall starting in the 1970s as one company after another closed its doors.
They left, jobs left, money left. They all follow each other.
After that, many of Cumberland's residents left too.
At one time, the population of Cumberland was over 40,000 people.
And Mayor Ray Morris says it's something they still struggle with even decades later. The city's current population is about 19,000 people.
It's down substantially, but we're hoping to turn that around.
It's why they recently launched what they're calling Choose Cumberland, a limited-time pilot program that includes big bucks from this small city. $20,000 being offered to up to 10 people who agree to move here.
That's a lot of money.
It is a good bit of money. Sometimes you need to go big.
Morris says remote workers would be perfect candidates, though Cumberland will also consider someone who's accepted a job nearby as long as they relocate within city limits. The other fine print is that the money would be split into two payments, $10,000 in relocation cash, then another $10K that can be used for a down payment or approved renovations on a home. And recipients would be required to stay for at least 5 years.
It has to be your primary residence for 5 years. People who are looking for a small town type atmosphere.
Mayor Morris views it as one element in a broader revitalization plan and admits their inspiration came from other cities with similar incentive deals. The website Make My Move, an online marketplace for relocation programs, lists more than 100 places advertising cash offers to attract potential new residents.
Is remote work here to stay?
My sense is that it is here to stay. And so it's really opened up this new level of geographic mobility. You're not tied to where your employer is.
Evan Starr is an associate professor at the University of Maryland School of Business who saw a need for more research around the idea of cities competing to attract remote workers.
Let's see what we can learn that maybe other localities could benefit from.
And to do that, he and fellow researchers looked to Oklahoma and a program called Tulsa Remote that actually started pre-pandemic, paying remote workers $10,000 if they move to Tulsa and either rent or buy a home.
We started the program really as an experiment to try to diversify the labor workforce here in Tulsa, which is often reliant on oil and gas.
Justin Harlan says theirs is by far the biggest incentive program of its kind in the U.S. and has grown from about 70 participants in 2019 to more than 3,500 of them today.
We work hard to meet with each individual in their first 90 days, understand what it is they're wanting to get out of their commitment in Tulsa and really plug them in.
One of those people is Faith Langevin, a remote worker who made the move from Atlanta to Tulsa back in 2022.
I was looking for a lower cost of living, and that $10,000, there was that financial incentive. And then what made it stand out was the social component.
Faith's cell phone camera roll shows how it played out from there. Happy hours, ball games, marathons, and networking events, often organized by Tulsa Remote staff. She and her now husband, who's also a remote worker and also got paid to move here, even held their wedding in Tulsa.
3 years later, any regrets?
Absolutely not. This is really home.
Keep in mind, the Tulsa program only requires a 1-year residency in exchange for its $10K payout.
Yeah, about 90% of people stay beyond the year, but we know that 75% of anyone that's come since 2019 is still around today.
A retention rate Devin Starr found to be significant.
You don't want people only coming to your area for the money. They might come and just take the incentives, and then as soon as any restrictions are up, then they might leave.
In fact, he warns that's the biggest risk for cities experimenting with relocation incentives and points to Tulsa's push for connection and one-on-one support as keys to success.
The role of the municipalities and localities is to integrate those individuals into the community such that they find value there.
No easy task, but in the city of Cumberland, officials believe they've got what it takes.
All right, my man, you have a good one.
With a little help from community stakeholders like Gino,
That's just the way we do it.
ready to welcome in his new neighbors and the future of his hometown.
Yeah, I'm all for it, yeah.
So let's talk about who's footing the bill for these relocation incentives. In Cumberland, Maryland, the city put up half the money needed for its initial 10-person pilot program, and the other half is coming from a state grant. But we found the funding sources vary from city to city. For instance, the Tulsa Remote program is funded through a public-private partnership. If you want to check out the opportunities offered by different communities throughout the country, head to InvestigateTV.com and search Relocation Incentive.